Awesome. We are live with Curt Beavers, and he's ready to share his wisdom with us about finishing strong. So go for it.
Well, since you picked on me tonight, you know, the white hair is my wisdom. So you better be glad I have it if you want wisdom tonight. So it's you are. So, yeah, I love working with Michelle and Casey and all you guys. And I want to share something with you tonight that may kind of rock your world. And it's something that really, I would say, was one of the keys to Lori and I building our business. We've helped over 200 people make national marketing director in 26 countries around the world. And, you know, what that means is not just that they've made a title, not just that they've built an incredible business and gotten on benefits with our company, but they made a decision to let this business become a platform to allow them to make a life, not just a living. I did write a book about that, but I mean, that's saying to me it's way more important than just the book, because so many people around me spend the majority of their waking hours doing something to make money that is so not in alignment with their purpose. It's not just the money that doesn't make them happy. It's that they can't pursue what they're passionate about. And that's what this business has allowed us to do. And so that really is if you want to ask me, why are you on this call tonight? What's the driving force of the reason you're sharing these things tonight? It's because I want to see each and every one of you all have a business that becomes a platform for you to run with the passions that God put in you, like to the max. So let me share a few things with you. And some of the things that I've learned, you know, we're right here kind of finishing up a month, about to start a new month. We're actually finishing up the shortest month of the year. And so we got a couple more days because we have qualifiers day, but that became something that I look forward to instead of it feeling like a deadline that I wasn't prepared for. And I say that because, you know, I have two children that are in college, and all of us, you know, whether we were in college or if you didn't go to college, at least you were in school where you had to take tests. And I think the human race, if not globally, for sure in America, students are probably one of the first examples of procrastination and performing under pressure, because we know tests are coming. We get these syllabus from our teachers, and we have plenty of time to get ready for a test. But for some reason, not just one of us, actually most of us, we let life and the things we want to do get in the way, and all of a sudden the test is here. We can't fail the test. We don't have the option of I'll do better next time. You have to do well on this test, or it's going to have consequences for your whole grade for that course. So what do? You maybe drink a little extra coffee, you pull the all-nighters, you group study, you make note cards, and you come together and you do what you need to do to finish strong and do well on that test, even though you didn't prepare coming into that event as well as you would have liked to. And so we as people, we tend to perform under pressure better than we do not under pressure. And so knowing that that's a psychological trait of how we're wired as people, why not use that to your advantage in this business too? So what I learned is that you do need to start each month well. And we're going to talk about that when we start talking about March here in a minute. But Michelle really asked me to get on this call and talk to you about finishing strong. What does that look like? You know, what does that mean in our business? You know, whether it's Jesus or other great leaders, all of them ran their race well to the end. They didn't run part of the race, and they weren't known for, man, that person was phenomenal at running the first half of the race. I mean, they were just amazing. Now, we don't talk about people that were good at doing half of something. We talk about people that finished, and we talk about people that did good at finishing. You know, it's been sad that there have been a couple people that in my life that passed away recently. My pastor, who was my friend, died a couple weeks ago, and Janet Black, our director of sales for our company for North America, her mom died this past Sunday. Both of them were just Janet, not her mom, I didn't know her mom, but Janet and my pastor buddy are just great friends. And I got to, you know, kind of talk and be around that whole dying process. And you know what I heard consistently, because these were both amazing people, was that they ran the race well and they finished strong. They ran till the end. And I think if you want to create the paycheck and the residual income you want in this business, you need to learn how to run till the end of each month. You know, it's wonderful for the company gives us these incredible team building bonuses as we're, you know, getting started to make HLP and get to that first direct distributor commission and 6% and fast track to 2,000 plus and get our $250 bonus and our conference ticket and sales coordinator $500 and our conference ticket and our sponsor gets it. And as we work our way up, there's great bonuses for those steps along the way. But you didn't get in this business to get steps, bonuses for steps. You got in this business to build residual income, and the company just throws in those incentives along the way. But what you really need to learn, the skill you need to master, is managing your month, which drives your paycheck for the next month. And there are a lot of components and a lot of keys in there. I want to stir this pot of soup for you tonight and get you really fired up, because I know, and I don't have a calculated number to share with you, but I know when we were building our business the first 5 years, I'd be willing to bet you that nearly 80% of the business we did each month occurred the last 4 or 5 days. And here's why. We would start each month with great plans and intentions, and we'd work. We'd stir up so much stuff. We'd sling mud, and some of it stuck and some of it didn't stick. You know, you take a spaghetti. You remember the old wives' tale? How do you tell when a spaghetti noodle's done? Well, if you throw it up against the wall and it sticks, it's done. If it drops, it's not done yet. You know, so you're trying to get stuff to stick, and you're throwing stuff, and you start laying all these foundations and filling your pipeline up. And then the last week of the month, you're like, oh my gosh, I've still got, you know, I've only got 1,300, and I've got to get to 2,000 to make VF, or I've only gotten to 510, and I've got to get to 1,000 to qualify. But you don't look, and you've sown a lot of seeds. They just haven't popped out of the ground yet. And so what I learned with Lori very early in our business is we learned that people will perform under pressure. I perform better under pressure. So what we did is when we got that PVC report on the 25th of each month, I'll be honest with you, the one on the 20th didn't do me a whole lot of good because it was just too much in the middle of the month. It didn't have enough of the closing numbers and how the month was shaping up. So I'll look at the one on the 20th, but I take that one on the 25th, and then this is plan of action time. I had my goals. The people in my organization had goals. We had coaching calls at the beginning of the month. We talked about it. Here was the plan. And that thing on the 25th says, you've got a week left. Here's where we are. And you got two options. Unlike that final exam or that test your student's taking, or my son Zach's taking at college, or Hope, unlike that illustration where you can't fail because it's going to have permanent impact on your grade for that course, the easy thing to do in our business is, oh, well, I'll do it next month. And you can say that, and you can postpone the inevitable. But when you continue to set a goal and postpone, you begin to set yourself up for mediocrity, and you just settle for whatever happens. At some point in time, if not now, I don't know when you're going to do it, but at some point in time in this business, you're going to decide that the month's almost over. I have to get this done, and you pull out all your stops and all your resources. And, you know, so we began to celebrate that end of the month urgency. Let me just give you some examples. Let's say you have somebody who's working on their HLP, and they've got till March the 4th to finish their 30 days. They've got, you know, till the end of this month plus 4 more days. So they're not in a big hurry. Well, have you thought about the detriment you're causing them by not pushing them and helping them reach that goal by the end of the month? Well, you're saying, well, they're just going to get their $100 4 days later. Yeah, but what they don't understand, and maybe what you haven't told them, is if they don't make their HLP by the close of February business, they're not going to get paid at that new commission level of 6% until April's business. They're going to miss the entire month of March because they didn't take the extra effort to finish strong right now. And they can do it But you got to buckle down, pull out all the resources, pull out all the stops, drink the extra coffee, pull the all-nighter, and just get it done. Somebody trying to make virtual franchise, same thing. Are they going to postpone an entire month to get paid at 14% just because they didn't buckle down instead of waiting the extra 4 days or 5 days or 6 days? Maybe that free conference ticket, they can make a road trip to Anaheim. If you talk to them about what they're missing out on by not buckling down and getting it done and taking the test and doing well like they said they wanted to do 30 days ago. And you as a leader have to learn how to manage that and say, you know what, you do have till March 4th, but there's some urgency here. If you get this done by the end of the month, you're going to start getting paid at that new commission level March 1st. And so you use managing your month and driving your paycheck combined with those incentives and bonuses to give people a target to close out the month strong. One of the first things I learned in this business was that I wanted to position myself to make the most money I could and not leave any money on the table for somebody else to get it. And until you make sales coordinator, every time you go out and get a Juice Plus customer, you're giving money to somebody else that you could have had in your pocket if you were a sales coordinator. The sales coordinator, you maximize your 22% commission. You maximize your profit on your Juice Plus product. So until you decide, I'm not going to leave any money on the table anymore, I'm going to reach these goals and get it done, you're just giving money away. So one of the things that we learned very early on was that we needed to learn how to maximize our paycheck and reach those levels and positions as quick as we could. And the number one way that I knew that my 5% performance bonus probably wasn't going to be the biggest part of my check in the beginning, but I did know that it was going to be the biggest part of my check down the road like it is today. That 5% bonus check is way, 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 way far the biggest part of my check today. And that's because it's the small percentage of what a lot of people are doing instead of 100% of what I'm doing. So one of the first things that we learned and we began to teach our organization is that you need to build a qualified business so that you never have to worry about leaving that bonus, leaving that money on the table every month. So the first thing we did, once we made virtual franchisee, our next goal was to make sure that Katie barred the door, whatever we had to do, that we qualified our business. And the company's got some cool things if you'll learn how to do these things, that you're building your customer base, hopefully to the point of where you've got at least 25 Trio customers and you're customer qualified. I think everybody needs to have a mindset and be on a mission to get at least 5 Trio customers every month until they have 25. The complete customers, the chewable customers, the Tower Garden customers, the bar customers, they're all gravy until you get your 25 Trio customers. Those 25 Trio customers are automatic reorder. It's the micronutrients. It's what our research was built on. It's where you're going to keep the customers the longest, and it's going to automatically qualify your business. So you need to push and finish strong and set you a non-negotiable goal of 5 Trio customers every month. And once you get your 25 and you're customer qualified, maybe you get 2 this month. Maybe you get 3. Maybe you get 1. Maybe you get 5. But you're still getting customers, but you don't hold yourself accountable to getting at least 5 every month, 1 a week, a little more than 1 a week until you get your 25. So we learned early on that qualifying our business was important for our paycheck, but even more than that, it was important for the example that we put into place. So we learned every month, part of us finishing strong was making sure we were qualified. We didn't leave anyone on the table. We led the pack, set the example, because if you show the importance of qualifying, your team is kind of way more monkey see than they are monkey hear. They may hear what you tell them to do, but they're going to watch and do what you do. And so we set that example in place to build a qualified business, and we finished each month strong where we never let that not happen. So we were in the business 30 years, January 14th. So I would say for 29 years and 10 months, after our second month in the business, we've never missed a month of qualifying because we set that as an important goal. So you've got time. Think about the pipeline you filled up. You've got the rest of the day today until tonight, to work, make phone calls. You've got all day tomorrow, and then you've got until 5 o'clock Central Time on the 1st, which is qualifiers day, to finish that out. And so just make one of the first new, putting that flag in the ground, putting the stake in the ground. February is going to be the first month that I decide that I'm not going to ever miss a month of qualifying. And that's a way that that's one thing you want to finish strong with every month. You want to finish strong, making sure that you're promoted to the highest pay level possible to start the next month. So when you begin to look at that last week in the month, you look at your whole team, who on your team can you help get elevated to a new pay level, a new commission level, so that starting the month of March, they're going to start at a new pay level and change their ability to earn income with this business and get paid at a higher level. So part of finishing strong is propping people up to start the next month at the highest and best place. We can kind of transition so that we don't go over our 30 minutes here, and maybe I'll finish in 5 minutes and give you 5 minutes for questions. But one of the things you want to do is March 1st rolls around, as I think about closing out this month, closing this month kind of comes together and blends with starting the next month so that we start it well. So we finish strong, start well, finish strong, start well. There's that rhythm of doing that every month. And so one of the ways you think about starting the next month strong is what I just said, is positioning yourself to be paid at a higher and better level, the highest level possible the next month, and helping everybody on your team be in the best place possible to earn the most money next month. Very important. How do you start the next month? Well, March is the month before conference, so a lot of people have got goals and positions and promotions they want to get. But every month, you need to think about setting that goal, knowing you've got that final exam on the 31st of the next month. Where do you want to be by the end of the month? And really, where do you want to be by the end of the month? You need to develop a plan with your upline. Where do you want to be by the end of the year? When do you want to get your paycheck to $2,000, $3,000, $10,000 a month? And you begin to go backwards from here. Here's the goal out here. Here's where I want to be. And they're going to say, well, here's where you are today. What do I need to start doing today so that I can be here by that date? And you back up each month and you look, okay, by the end of this month, I need to be here in order to be here when I want to be there. And you set goals for each month and you just get it done, knock it out. So you want to start the month out with a plan. And the first way I break down my months is every year I'll look at the year. There are 2 conferences. Like in 2016, we had Phoenix and we had St. Louis. And then 2017, we have Anaheim and Indianapolis. And so I break my month down into 2 chunks, conference to conference. And I begin to do plans and set my monthly plans based on where I want to be and where do the people that I'm trying to help reach their goals, where do they want to be by that next conference? And we back up. And it's kind of good to set a midpoint 90 days out, halfway to conference, where do we need to be? And you back up and you plan your first 3 months and your next 3 months. And you arrive at conference just on an upward trend, having reached that goal. So what I want to close with, and then let you ask some questions, is don't think the month is over. Maybe you don't have any major goals you're trying to achieve this month, but I promise you, there's some things you can do between now and 5 o'clock on Wednesday that will change your paycheck in March. That will change how you get paid in March. That will make an impact on your team, that they see you strive and push and reach a goal, and they're going to be willing to do it in March. So anything I can do to help you, 3-way phone calls, that's the number one tool that I use in my business. And the number one way that I know somebody is on track and successful and they're doing the right things in this business is the number of 3-way phone calls they get me on every week. If not, they're not sharing their relational capital with me so that we can together invest that in their business. I can be available. I've got a track record. I know what I'm doing. I can mentor somebody in this business. I can share success stories of how things happen to reach certain levels, but I can't do that unless they bring those people to the table. The people that are bringing people to me on 3-way phone calls, to other leaders in this business, the ones that I get to talk to and connect with and meet, and we get to dream and figure out a plan and look at how they can build a foundation for the life they want to build. Those are the people, the ones that are doing the most three-way phone calls. Businesses are growing the fastest right now. So I hope that helped. I hope you know there's a month left in this month. And if you want to do it, you can do it. But you have to be willing to decide, I'm not going to, oh, well, I'll do it next month. No, you're going to make an A on this test. You're going to bust your rear end and get it done. And you're going to be able to celebrate come March 2nd of how well you finished and be proud that you finished strong. So, Michelle, I'll turn it back over to you. You can unmute yourself and maybe you can moderate questions for about 5 minutes. And we'll let people enjoy the rest of their evening after that.
Awesome. Thank you, Curt. Thanks so much. I love hearing from you. I know that it's just good to hear from someone who's been there and done it and has done it consistently, because we know consistency is a big part of our business, and you lead by example for us, and we're so grateful for that. I wanted you to really quick, I don't see any questions in the chat yet, so if you guys have questions, put them in the chat. But if I wanted to hear from you, I know there's some new people on the call that aren't VFs yet, or some people that just made VF. Can you explain to them what qualifying is and how you get qualified for a brand new person?
Yeah, so there are multiple ways we make money in our business. You got retail profit, wholesale commissions, we have bonuses, we have residual income from our repeat orders, we have our benefits package, and then we have all these incentive bonuses we talked about. But the number one bonus in our company is called a performance bonus. It's a 5% bonus that you get on what you do and what your whole organization does down through 5 generations. I've got videos online. That's probably the best part of our marketing plan. Generation, it's not 5 people, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 5 people that are producing. So you're guaranteed to be paid 5 levels in every direction through 5 people that are doing over $1,000 a month in business. It could be 5 people. It could be 50 people. It could be 500 people. But the company doesn't penalize you for the non-producers that may just be small at this moment, or just maybe got in the business and now they're really just taking the product, and they're wonderful, but they don't penalize you for that being one of your generations. So you get paid 5 generations really deep. And qualifying your business means that you've done $1,000. You, all your customers, all your dealers, and all your direct distributors combined, while you're building, that team is going to help you qualify, and you've got to qualify a business if your whole group does 1,000 points every month. Every product we have has a PVC value or a point value. And then as your business grows and you add those customers, you'll be automatically qualified just by your customers. You won't have to worry about that. But as you're building, your team can help you qualify, and then you're going to be continuing to build your customer base so that at some point you're going to have those 25 customers yourself, and you'll be an automatic qualification. Also, if you're really good at building a team, if you have an organization that has 5 legs in it, 5 legs that have at least 1 qualifier, then you're automatically qualified no matter how big your customer base is, because you've proven that you can duplicate and you've built a team. And then, I mean, it's so easy to qualify. And then as you're building your business, let's say you have a great month this month and you did 2,000. You did double what you needed to qualify. Well, the company says, you know, you had a great month and you may need to work with some of your team. You may be absorbing some of those new customers and helping them get started. They decided to go into business next month. You did way more than you needed to qualify. So the company says, whatever you do over 1,000, we're going to put that in a qualifying excess bank kind of category for you, so that next month you've got 1,000 in excess. Whatever you do over 1,000, that carries forward to help you qualify the next month. So if you did 0 the next month, which would never happen because our customers are residual, they keep ordering again. If you did 0, you'd have that $1,000 in that excess account that would help you qualify the next month. So that's what qualifying your business is. And once you make Virtual Franchisee, that 2,000 plus fast track program, that's your next number one goal, is to get your business qualified. And then once you do it, there's no reason to ever not do it. I mean, we've been qualified every month since we got started, once we got to that point. So you don't want to miss out on that. It's so easy, but you have to be intentional about it. And I would say anybody that's over, 400, 450 points right now, you can pull out your resources and you can get qualified. You got tower gardens. It's a perfect time to get a tower garden. So if you want to get qualified this month, talk to Michelle or Casey or me, and we can figure out a path to help you get qualified, because it'd be a great goal to, doesn't it feel good when you finish strong? I mean, I'm not just trying to repeat that phrase, but if I'm going to do something, it doesn't feel good to quit part of the way there. It feels good to finish. You may get tired, but once you get over being tired, it just feels good to know you stayed the course and finished strong. So we want to help you do that. That's what this business is all about. You building that rhythm into your business, and then you helping your team do the same thing. So is that what you want me to say, Michelle?
Yep, that was great. I have one question from Jillian.
Okay.
How do you recommend closing conversations at the end of the month? Do you sometimes offer deals like protein samples or something else? Sometimes I struggle getting people to pull the trigger, even though they are close and very interested.
I think transparency is the best answer. I do, a lot of times I'll do, if someone does a trio, I'll offer to give them a week's worth of smoothie samples or give them a shaker bottle. But the main thing I do is just say, let's just say I'm talking to Susie. Susie, I know you've told me how great you think Juice Plus is. It's something you want to do. I'm just going to be real honest with you. I am trying to reach some goals this month, and I have no doubt that you're going to order Juice Plus at some point. But if you're serious about, the fact that you really believe Juice Plus is amazing as you think it is, and I've answered all your questions, I can tell you're pumped about it. Is there any reason why, I'm just telling you, it would help me a lot, set some new records and goals for my business. If you're ready and you're going to do this, it would be amazing if you would order between now and 5 o'clock on Wednesday. And, it would bless my socks off, and I'd be happy to treat you to lunch or go get a cup of coffee together and just let you know how much I appreciate. I know you want to be on Juice Plus, but just for you stepping up and doing it in a way that the timing was good for me. So I really appreciate that. And if you can do it, that would be amazing. So sometimes just being transparent, to me, is the best thing. But, everybody likes something for free. Everybody likes incentives. But if it's real relationships and real conversations, instead of hammering them, put reality out there and say, you know what, I don't know if I told you, but my goal is to get X number of customers a month and qualify my business. And it's really important to me that I get qualified this month. And I know you're going to order, and I don't like to put the pressure on anybody, but if you're going to order, and if you could do it before the end of the month, that'd be amazing. I mean, how many times, car salesmen do that every month. All these people, whether it's the military trying to recruit people, or it's a stockbroker trying to sell stock, or a pest control guy trying to get new accounts, whatever it is, they all end up with these monthly quotas. That's just part of their world. Tell them, hey, I got a goal this month. I'm trying to reach you. I need 2 more customers. I know you're going to do this, but hey, if you could do it in the next couple of days, that would just be absolutely amazing. And, if they say they can't do it, then great. That's fine. Whenever you're ready, let me know. We'll talk about it some more next month. But I'd just be real about it.
You're popular. I have another question real quick.
Okay.
From Jenny. She says, at what point in your business does the 5% become the largest part of your paycheck?
Well, everybody's business is different. So there's not a black and white answer to that question. But if you watch your PVC reports, and for those of you that are new, you may not know what that is, or your 12-month analysis, there's all kind of reports and data we can get from our company. But what you'll see is, the amount of business in the beginning that you do, that's your retail sales profit and your frontline distributors and their customers, that's by far the biggest part of your paycheck. But as your business grows, that begins to fill in second generation, third generation, fourth generation. And like Tanya says, your business will begin to look like a Christmas tree, where the deeper you go, the wider the volume is. And so when you begin to develop leaders under you, like sales coordinators and senior sales coordinators, they're at the top pay level just like you are. They're earning 22% too, because they've got huge businesses. But you're still getting your 5% override on them. So when the 5% becomes the biggest part of your paycheck, is the easy way to say that is when you're the one that's doing a fraction of what your team's producing. The less you're doing compared to what the bigger group under you is doing, the more significant your 5% is going to be. So for somebody, it might be their 5th month in the business. For somebody else, it might be their 2nd year in the business that their 5% becomes the biggest part of the check. So, and some people are just retail machines. You know, I've got people that have 400 and 500 customers, and, you know, they make huge incomes off their retail profit. They're not the norm, but it takes them longer for their 5% to become the biggest part of their business because they've got customer bases that are huge. Everybody's different.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Curt. I think that's all the questions for now, but we just appreciate you. And I'm going to put this in gallery view so we can see everyone, and just you guys can unmute yourself if you want to say thanks to Curt. I'm going to end the recording.